Hello, and welcome to my channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. This is a castle in the sky reading for the sign of Pisces. So we're going to take a look at a goal or vision that you may have had, something that you really desired strongly, but it may have seemed like it was impossible to make happen, and you struggled to attain it. So we're going to look at why that may have happened and what some advice is on how you can align yourself to get more in touch or closer to that initial dream or vision that you had. All right. So let's take a look at the Rider-Waite to see what that goal or vision was for you. So with these cards here, it appears that your goal or your dream was that you wanted to receive a message from someone who was maybe a little bit younger than you, or someone that you perceived as being very creative and full of energy, and you wanted to get some clarity and truth about them giving you some sort of validation or making some kind of emotional offer to you, whether that be in the form of a relationship or in the form of showing you emotion or letting you know or being clear about their emotions or intentions for you, or being clear about how they perceived this aspect in you. All right. And it seems like you felt like you had to really show some strength or some type of restraint in the situation because you wanted this person to come to you. You didn't want to have to go to them, perhaps. You wanted them to just make an expression or validate you in some way and say that they felt some type of emotion to you, or to validate a creative energy in yourself. And so just to clarify this, I'm looking at why this did not work out. And I have the time to go card in reverse and the why card in reverse. So what I'm getting here is that, with the time to go in reverse, there's this sense that this just keeps coming up. Like it seems like there might have been a break that was involved here. So maybe like you were interacting with this person and then something happens and then you're no longer interacting with that person. And then again, you're interacting with them and then you're no longer interacting with them. All right. And there may have even been this sense that any time that you're no longer communicating with this person or receiving some type of messaging or communication from this person, there is just this sense that they're going to come back and then you're going to pick up where you left off. So it's never really an ending. There's this sense that it's just a break. But the reason that you are not, it seems like you're not receiving a communication, or maybe you were expecting this person to come back by now and to give you this validation or to, feed this creative impulse in yourself. I feel like it could be a work partner or something. Maybe you're working on a project and like this person, there was some kind of split and they did something else and you were waiting for them to come back, and you're trying to be strong enough to wait for them to come back and give you the clarity, as opposed to you going to them and giving them some type of clarity. And with this Y card in reverse, I feel like part of the conflict here is that at a subconscious level, there is this sense that it's not so much about this particular person coming back and giving you clarity about the validity of whatever it is that you guys were working on together, or coming in and giving you some kind of message to communicate that some idea that you had was a good idea, or that they feel like, that's something that you should go forward with, perhaps. It's not so much about that and getting that from that person. What I'm saying is that the reason this matters so much is because there is a need to internally give yourself validation and to recognize the validity of your creative ideas in the form of this project or whatever it is that you're working on, outside of needing other people to come in and validate and help you do this or work to do it or tell you that they're giving you the A-OK or the clear or a stamp of approval. So it's like you're seeking this external validation, and with it not coming back, the reason that this is happening is to highlight this to you and show you that at the root of this situation that you have with this back and forth with this this creative individual, you know, this person that could be younger than you, is the need to nurture and validate that creative impulse in yourself. All right. And that's what this is about here. So let's take a look at the advice cards that we have for you. All right. So the first card that we have is have courage to ask for and accept help. All right. So I feel like this is a sense of needing to be able to ask for help, because maybe there's a sense of needing to be strong and not wanting to ask someone to help you with something. And so instead of doing that, it's like you're expecting for maybe people to just go along with whatever it is that you're expressing or doing without asking their input. It could be that you may have just wanted this person to validate what you were doing, but you didn't want to receive any input from them. You wanted their help, but in the form of just validation, not actual tangible help. So it says asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as give it to others as you are guided. So that's a two-way street. So it's saying that not only is it helpful for you to be able to accept help and ask for it, but to also be the person who's able to provide that to others. All right, in a reciprocal manner. The next card that we have is fellow travelers. It says support is all around you. So this is saying that you do have support around you. All right, this is the advice. You have support all around you. And so to me, this is kind of leaning towards a sense of, you know, maybe like you don't want to receive help from others in this project, this creative idea. I feel like this is a creative thing because we have this Page of Cups. And there's this sense of like needing to get an approval from something. And it could be an actual like group or something that you need to get an approval from. It could be a general group of people that you're seeking to reach out to. Maybe it's a specific demographic. And there just seems to be this sense that there's a specific, underneath this is a sense of connecting within yourself and knowing that you will be supported by doing so. Like you don't need to have other people just be that validation for you. You know, I know that sounds repetitive. I'm trying to find a way to express it. This is, and I hope that's clear. So the next card I have is I feel sensual. And to me, this is giving me, again, very much creative vibes. It says, created for beauty, I am a muse, radiating enticement with interludes of poetry. My song is sweet, luring my love close, sharing and connecting. So it could be that this individual, you know, we said that this is a younger person, very creative, that maybe this was like a muse of yours, and that the interaction that you have with this person inspired you in some kind of way. And that right now there's a sense of like this break going on, and like maybe you weren't getting clarity from this muse, and you felt like you had to be strong in the midst of that, you know, waiting for this to come in. Maybe the sense that you don't have a muse right now, and there's this sense of like, you know, maybe in the moment the reason that that's happening is because you need to connect with your inner muse and allow that to be the source of your external expression. All right. The card that I have next is the Oriole. Not Oreo, but Oriole, Oriole. A new creative venture is on the horizon. See it as a positive change. So perhaps this is saying that you need to let go of something that you were working on before. Maybe you were inspired to do it because you were plugged in with a different type of group or individual or situation, and that you have new things coming on the horizon. And you should see it as a positive change, because instead of attaching the validity of whatever this thing is that you need to create, which in that energy can be very sensitive, you know. If you're an artist or whatever, you know, people say that artists are sensitive because they are infusing their heart and soul into whatever it is that they're creating. And it's such an extension of themselves, or their take on something, that the reception of that can be stinging, or it can be extremely uplifting. And so it could even be a sense of feeling like, you know, I want to be received in a positive way. I want to be able to do this and be clear enough with how I express this that it comes across the way I want it to. All right. So the next card that we have is fertility. All right. So again, very strong creation energies. All right. And again, I'm getting very strongly that this original issue was this need to want to communicate with some type of creative younger person that was viewed as kind of being a muse, not getting clarity from that person or from that situation, and feeling like you wanted to be strong in the process of that. However, the reason that's not panning out and you didn't receive that clarity is because you're being forced to see that this is a sign or an indicator that you should focus more upon the muse within and honoring that in order to get that validation. The thing that you're actually wanting is to validate your inner muse, as opposed to finding a person that embodies the muse that you have within yourself. Okay. So it says, there is peace in the garden, peace and results. Ruth Stout. Scatter the seeds of peace, love, and happiness in the hearts and minds of everyone you meet. Diligently nurture those kernels with hope, belief, and respect. This joyous and beautiful garden will propagate. Its pollen will blow across oceans. Its flowers will cover the world. Your words, actions, and attitude will grow wheresoever they may fall. A little effort, a small gesture, will grow into your future. Plant tomorrow wisely. A good idea leads to many more. The seeds of hope, love, and peace burst into life within me. My heart is blossoming with joy. My mind is a garden of creativity. My actions begin the process towards a great and loving harvest. The rich, fertile depths of my being give rise to beauty, resilience, and strength. Okay. All right. So Pisces, that is what I have for you on this reading. I hope that it can kind of give you some insight as to what you can do to kind of align with that original goal that you had. All right. So thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed but not confused. Until the next video. Bye-bye.